6 days a week, 12-hour shifts.
You can always do something right, even if it's going wrong.
Is this what you want to do, or is there something else you would like to do?
Get a mentor. We live a life of abundance.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show, Coffee with Kunal. This morning, I have a legend, a king of real estate, none other than Jimmy Franklin. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. It's great having you on the show this morning on Coffee with Kunal. I've known you for a few years, but if you're in the business in the Houston market, and if you're a builder or a lender or a realtor, you've got to know Jimmy Franklin. But today we really want to get to know you, Jimmy. We want to hear about your story. You've been in this business for over 4 decades, and you were born and raised in Houston. I understand your dad worked for NASA, and you lived in Southwest Houston. But over the years, you transitioned and you joined real estate business when you were 27. Is that correct?
That's it.
So walk us through your journey, Jimmy. We would love to hear about your story.
Yeah, I wish I'd be able to tell you that, I had some, big design, big plan, but honestly, for me anyway, it happened kind of a lot of things by accident, a lot of things organically. I did get into business when I was 27. The way that happened was I was a slacker in college.
Jimmy and slacker?
Drop
Come on,
out.
can't see you being a slacker, Jimmy.
Drop out, ran out of combination of running out of money and wasn't a very good student, and the kind of jobs you could get in your 20s with that resume wasn't good, and so I finally got into an office job. Looked like things were going well. My wife and I were buying a house, and then I'll skip some of the details. Anyway, on my 27th birthday, July 30th of 1982, we were closing on our house. It was my 27th birthday, and my boss brought me into the office and told me that business was really down, and he was going to have to lay me off. So that was my hat trick of a day. My trifecta. So after kicking around for trying to find the right situation, and of course, a lot of people that would be watching this are too young to know, if they were even born yet, that was the sort of the beginning of what would become the Houston slump of the 80s. Made anything that we've seen since then look like child's play. Mm-hmm. And so I got my license, and that's how I started in real estate. So there was no grand design, and so that's the beginning of real estate. And
so birthday, closing on the same day, and the boss tells you you don't have a job anymore.
Right.
How often do you think about that boss? You should be grateful to him that he got you off the job, that got you on a track of being in real estate.
There's a lot of situations in my life where I look back on things that happened that were at the time seemed pretty devastating, and that was way up there at that time. Tears were shed, and that was way up there. So there have been plenty of times where some kind of scenario like that happened, where you look back and go, man, I'm really glad that happened. It's a cliche, but the old "what doesn't kill you will make you stronger." But that was one of those situations that happened. And honestly, I don't know where I was going, Kunal. I don't know where I was headed from a standpoint of where my life was going to take me. But I can't imagine that had that not happened, things would have ended up as well as they did.
I agree. And a lot of people say, they look back at the past history and say, I wish this did not happen, that did not happen. But everything happens for a reason. And we don't make mistakes. We have a lot of lessons learned. Mm-hmm. And that probably made you realize that you got to be in control of your future, control of your success. And over the next 20, 30, 40 years, you have essentially created a legacy for your family. And in 2007, is that correct, when Sarah, your daughter, joined your business? 2013, Andrew, who was in investment banking, he left his corporate America job and joined the family business. And over the years, not just being a tycoon of real estate in Houston, but you have also a lending business. You also have a title business. So you are essentially creating a legacy. You've already created one, but you're creating exponential financial success and wealth, not just for your kids and for your grandkids.
I think having a good attitude kind of makes it the dominoes into just every way you present yourself, and working harder. It just sort of works that way. If you don't get down, you tend to grind more. You tend to focus. That'd be another advice I'd give: is just keep at it. And if you're in real estate, treat this like you don't have a boss. Most of us don't really have bosses. Treat it like you do. Like if you had a job where there was a boss, you wouldn't slough off. You need to keep your job, right? But when you get your real estate license and you're working, you kind of don't. You're kind of your own boss. So it's easy to sometimes to not have self-discipline and stay focused on the job. So if you treat it like it's a job, maybe it's a 6-hour job or an 8-hour job, whatever that is. But don't take advantage of the fact that there's nobody there to tell you have to work.
So having the discipline, become your own boss, have somebody who's your accountability partner, and treat it like a job, whether you work for 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 days, but having the discipline is critical. And what I love what you said was always have a positive attitude and have the mindset that problems are problems, but every problem is solvable. And sometimes people get overwhelmed with small issues and they make a big issue of that. Everything is doable.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people watching us today, these are realtors, builder salespeople, and if they want to reach out to you and get your time or get some advice for you, I'm not sure if you would want to share his cell phone number or not, because he's a legend in the Houston market. But if they want to reach out to your team, or maybe somebody who can give them some piece of advice, it could be your lending team, it could be a title company, how would they reach out to you, Jimmy?
I'm at a point in my life where I, and especially when we joined a company a couple of years ago that promotes, giving back and collaboration and mentoring, which I'm doing more of that than I've ever done. So I enjoy it. So 281-433-6728.
You got Jimmy Franklin's cell phone number. Let's have it one more time, Jimmy.
281-433-6728.
Guys, this was a pleasure having Jimmy on the show today. He is a wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience. And what I loved about talking with Jimmy was learning about his story and the epic day, July 30th, 1982. It changed his life completely. It was his birthday. That afternoon, they had the home closing, and that was the same day when he lost his job. The three, like you said, trifecta or a hat trick on that same day. But it changed his life trajectory, where he got in the real estate business, worked with different brokerages, and over 40 years, he's been serving the Texas market. Now he has his son and daughter, part of the family business. And this is really incredible. Jimmy was so awesome connecting with you today. And thanks for making time with Coffee with Kunal.
All right, buddy.
6 days a week, 12-hour shift.
You can always do something right, even if it's going wrong.
Is this what you want to do, or is there something else you would like to do?
Get a mentor. We live a life of abundance.